MotoVAS. A long time no videos. I had a problem with the microphone. I finally got a replacement, and unfortunately I'm not wearing my other helmet today, so I'm gonna have to do this just holding the camera. And as you can imagine, we're gonna talk today about the very nice Vespa GTS 300. This is actually my own scoot. I bought it to commute on, and I absolutely love it. If you're in a big metropolitan area, then commuting on a large frame is what they call these Vespas is very practical. It's twist and go, fully automatic. It is highway legal. It goes about, I've seen 85 on the speedo. However, if you look, there is a little bit of an Italian magic involved with the scooter. At 0, it's showing about 5 miles an hour, but that's not because it's faulty. It's actually where the little stopper for the speedometer is. So I don't know how accurate the speedo is, but that being said, in all reality, it should have no issues hitting about 70 miles an hour. So I don't have my holder for the camera, so bear with me. I'll try to edit this. We'll put our gloves, and we're gonna take a little ride down to Simone's. It's a nice little pub in the neighborhood. So let's see what this baby can do. These are actually 278 cc's, I want to say, single cylinder, fuel injected. This is a 2012 model, and it's very similar to the brand new ones, but the new ones do come with traction control and ABS now. And this one, if you're new to motorcycles or scooters, it's fully automatic. This is right here, this is your front brake, that's your rear brake. And basically, yeah, you twist the throttle a little bit and everything else is done for you. It just keeps going and accelerating. So let's take it for a spin and see what we think about it. Now, what really sets the Vespa apart from the other scooters, they are all one-piece metal body. So the bodywork, that is all metal, which is nice because it makes them a little heavier and gives them a really nice ride. I keep saying that this is the Cadillac of scooters, but on the contrary, it does make them heavy. So the large frame, the 300s, they are a bit of a handful if you're new to scooters and motorcycles. There is definitely an adjustment period where you have to learn the machine and respect it, because it is a heavy scooter. All right, a little adjustment to the microphone. Hopefully it makes it better. This is still a test run, so I'll edit a lot of this, I'm sure. So yeah, and Vespa's also, in the motorcycling industry, they gotta be one of the best depreciating scooters in a good way. So they hold their value like no other. Especially if you get one like this, it's a couple years old. You get it, for 4 to 5 grand. You ride it around for 2 or 3 years, and you sell it for the same 4 to 5 grand almost, seems like. We can talk about the finish as well. This has got the matte finish on it. A lot of people ask me, how is it to clean? And really, it's the same as the glossy stuff. You just don't wax it, but you can wash it just like a regular glossy paint. Hey, puppy. And they do put a clear from the factory, so it stays this way for a few years to come. If you ask me, I park it on the street. I wash it maybe once every couple of weeks, and it seems like the finish is holding up really nice. Now, the people before me, I do believe, had it sitting outside in the winters as well, so the rims are showing a little bit of pitting and a little oxidation, but again, with some proper products and cleaning, no problem, it should come back to life. And these new sell for about, nice Eurovan. I have one of those, but not black, so I can appreciate them. But these GTSs, they go new for about, I want to say, high 7s out the door, all in. Used ones in Chicago, there's not many that you can find, but seems like they're holding between 4 and 5 for the large frames. And I've had pretty good experience with this one. I really haven't had to do much to it, aside from just basic maintenance. And really, Vespa parts are surprisingly affordable compared to some of the other Italian brands. So most of the things for the scooter are priced very reasonably. What I love with the Vespa is really the fit and finish. Just the sheer quality of everything. Anything you put your hand on feels solid, feels good. It doesn't feel like a cheap scooter that will fall apart on you in a couple of years to come. Everything feels rock solid. It's almost like, again, the Harley Davidson of scooters. Everything is just nice and heavy, honest to God engineered. Works well, smooth, it's quiet, it's fast if you want it to be. You can carry a passenger, no problem. So yes, I do enjoy this package, and it is very economical on fuel as well. I mean, I ride it pretty aggressively, usually on the highway, and it takes maybe a whopping $8, if that, to fill it up, with gas being $4 a gallon, so about a 2-gallon gas tank. We are in beautiful Pilsen, Illinois, and yes, as you can imagine, I'm actually holding the camera this whole time, so it kind of goes to tell you how easy it is to ride around the neighborhood. And you can do it with a camera in your hand, or as I often do it in the mornings, I do it with a nice iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I'm pretty sure it's illegal, actually. It's supposed to be hands-free in a car. Can't imagine scooter being an exception. God, you gotta love summertime Shy. Today's just a gorgeous day. It's gotta be high 70s maybe for the temperature. We had lots of sunshine earlier in the day. Now it seems like it's a little overcast, but it's very pleasant. Slight breeze as we're going closer to the lake. Now I did do a few small things to the scooter. I put an LED headlamp in it. You are limited on what you can put for a headlight lamp, because the lamp is very close to the speedometer internally inside, so a lot of the LED lamps have a heat sink that will interfere with it and you won't be able to bolt it back together. The bulb I got in there now I had to modify because it has the cooling fins actually inside the housing. Problem is the bulb will not fit in the housing with those fins in there, so I had to basically grind them all off and then put it in there, and it hasn't overheated yet, so knock on wood. That being said, I think the light output is worse than the halogen bulb I had in there. And I did the same thing for the rear, the license plate light and the running tail light. Those are all T10 wedge style bulbs. You can pick those LEDs up very cheaply. And the brake light, I don't recall what that one is. I think it's a 194 bulb. And that one, you have to look for that one slightly more. It's a wedge type bulb as well, but it's slightly bigger than a T10. Inside the dash here, those are T5 wedge type bulbs, and they're the same for the backlight and for all the dummy lights as well. So I just bought a pack of 30 of them off eBay. Haven't arrived yet, but I'll have to do that once they do. And who can we really compare this Vespa to? It's hard to say because there's really not a whole lot in the US market, at least, similar to it. I've ridden the Piaggio BB 350, and man, I gotta tell you, it's a day and night difference. It's not even close. The Piaggio definitely doesn't feel as solid, although it's essentially the parent company, and it doesn't feel as fast, surprisingly, although it has a bigger engine apparently. Now this is liquid cooled, I should say. So it is the real deal, but yeah, it's really hard for me to say what would one compare this to. And I actually sold my car after acquiring this scooter. I keep my rain suit under the seat because you got plenty of storage there, so when it does rain I just throw that on and I'm perfectly fine most of the time. I don't really get any joy out of it, but I manage if I'm faced with that scenario where I have to ride during the rain. And we are pulling up to Simone's. We got a little work get together. So I will show you once we pull over the storage that's offered on this bike. so you can see what I'm talking about. And then I guess I should mention that soon to come I will make, probably even tomorrow actually, I will make a video on the new Scrambler 1100 Sport. We got one of those in the stable, so that should be a pretty fun bike to ride. So let's turn in here. This is where we are going. That's really the beauty of the scooter, that you must see. You park this sucker anywhere. So we'll park it just slightly down the road in here. And bam, just like so. Jump off. It's got a center stand. You can also put a side stand on it. And it's got a little button to unleash the seat. So you got plenty of storage under here. My rain suit takes up most of it. Your gas cap under there. And by the way, if you ever lock your keys in, there is a way to kind of sneak in through here to unlock this, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. And then also you got a little storage up front, so that's pretty neat. So that's it for the Vespa GTS 300. Beautiful scooter, we love it. MotoVAS, see you soon.